Alright, what is up folks? So I'm going to start this video with a massive trigger warning, okay? So capital letters trigger warning. This is probably my most shocking video yet. I still remember this case very clearly from back in 2012 because this made the international headlines because in the end the suspect, he was arrested in Germany, and also this case made the news headlines all over China because it involves the murder of a gay international Chinese student. So let's get right to it. But yeah, I'm warning you guys, okay? This is going to be very disturbing, so I'm getting to the point right away. So yeah, there's this man. He was born in Scarborough. So Scarborough was just beside Toronto. So on July 24th of 1982, this man, he was born as Eric Clinton Kirk Newman. That's quite a long name. Later on, he would go on to change his name to Luca Rocco Mignotta. So that is the suspect. He's been arrested. He's been behind bars since 2012, although he will be eligible for parole later on in his life. So before I get to his arrest, yeah, let's talk about this is the deceased victim. So he's born on December 30th, 1978. This is how you pronounce the Chinese name, Liu Jun. And yeah, let's get right to it. He's dead. So he most likely passed away on either the evening of May 24th or on the morning of May 25th of 2012. So this case is from over 13 years ago. Now you just think, oh, so some crazy gay white guy murdered some crazy gay Chinese guy. That's it, right? No. I think there's so much more to this story. I don't know how something like this could possibly happen. And I mean, we live in a very sick world. So here it goes. Mr. Liu Jun, his left foot. Yes, his severed left foot. Yeah, it was sent to the Conservative Party headquarters of Canada. You think that's crazy, right? Well, his left hand, well, it was en route to the Liberal Party headquarters of Canada. Yes, you heard that correctly. So by the way, yes, his left foot did eventually arrive. But after his left foot arrived, everybody knew that, okay, there's a murder crime investigation going on. So Canada Post actually intercepted the package with Mr. Liu Jun's left hand that was en route to the Liberal Party headquarters of Canada. If you think that's crazy, well, Mr. Liu Jun's right foot was being sent to St. George's School. By the way, all of this was mailed out in Montreal. So that's where this gruesome murder took place. Yes, so Luca, he was born in Toronto, but he later moved on to Montreal. Then yeah. So Mr. Liu Jun's right hand, yeah, it was sent all the way to Vancouver, yeah, to a school called False Creek School in Vancouver. And if you're wondering what happened to his torso, well, nothing too much happened to his torso. It was just stuffed in a suitcase, and it was left by a dumpster in a neighborhood in Montreal. It's called, interestingly enough, it's called the Snowden neighborhood. So that's what you're dealing with. And well, you think that's crazy, right? Oh, the case gets so much more disturbing. So yeah, there was a note that was attached to all of these severed hand, feet, and torsos. Yeah, and the note said this: roses are red, violets are blue, and the police will need dental records to identify you, bitch. Yeah, that was the note that was left by Luca Rocco Mignotta. On top of all of this, if you think that's disturbing, it's very unfortunate. I'm not going to tell you guys the name of the website. By the way, I'm pretty sure the video has been removed from every single corner of the internet. You might still be able to find it, but I think you guys probably have to dive into the deep web. Some very, very disturbing stuff on there. So yeah, he actually posted an 11-minute video. So Luca, he actually purchased a camera and he recorded all of this. So yeah, he posted an 11-minute video, and unfortunately, I did see some snippets of it. So yeah, I don't know what to say, man. I wish I hadn't seen it. So I hope you guys don't go search for that video, by the way. So I'm not going to name the website, and please do not go searching for it. Honestly, that clip traumatized me for years. So basically, the 11-minute video, it showed Mr. Liu Jun's being murdered with a screwdriver. And of course, the perpetrator was Luca Mignotta himself. And After the murder of Liu Jun, this is in Luca's apartment, and he also filmed himself pleasuring himself with the dead corpse. And the video also showed the complete mutilation of Mr. Liu Jun's corpse. And Luca would also pull out a couple of glasses, and he was also drinking Mr. Liu Jun's blood. He actually sliced off some of the Mr. Liu Jun's buttocks, and he actually ended up cooking it. And he was also feeding some raw meat to his dog. And after all of this, right, with whatever that was remaining on Mr. Liu Jun's body, and he started basically engaging in some extreme bondage sex. If you guys think I'm actually exaggerating, if you think I'm making this up, I wish that was the case, but I don't know what to say, man. This really happened. And once again, yeah, please do not go search for that video. I hope the video and all of the snippets of that video has been taken down permanently on every single website. Way too disturbing, man. I don't know what to say. So now you guys must be thinking, so who the hell is this person, man? Luca Magnotta. So, and who the hell's the victim, Liu Jun? How did he get himself into that situation where he was murdered in such a gruesome way? And that has got to be one of the worst deaths imaginable. So, Mr. Magnotta, that's what he calls himself, Luca. Yeah, he actually worked as a stripper, and he was also a movie star. Although not the type of movie you're thinking. I'm not talking about Hollywood. So by the way, yeah, you guys already know, right? So he's a gay guy. He was doing gay scenes and also interracial scenes. So, and he's a repeat animal abuser. He actually rose to fame on the internet a few years ago. He was posting videos on YouTube, right? So the first video he posted was him actually suffocating 2 kittens. And yes, he actually posted it on YouTube. By the way, these are the early days of YouTube. There was a way less censorship way back in the day. This is before woke ideology, before political correctness. I'm not saying that it did not exist back then, but there was way less. So he actually, basically filmed himself suffocating 2 kittens, and he posted that video on YouTube. And basically, there's been an animal rights activist group that's been trying to track him down for many years. And if you think that video was bad, he will follow up that kitten video by buying a brand new kitten, and he will go on to videotape the murder of this kitten by feeding that kitten to a python. Yes, that all happened. So he's been on the watch list for all of these animal rights activists for many years. But unfortunately, both the Toronto police and the Montreal police, they were 100% useless. He had no arrests and he had no warrants. So he was just walking free for all of these times, despite all the red flags. By the way, if you're wondering why Luca is so insane, right? Well, his father has been diagnosed with schizophrenia. So, and obviously because of his father's conditions, his mom filed for divorce. And so originally his custody was given to his grandmother, Phyllis. But unfortunately, his grandmother, Phyllis, also filed for divorce. So as you guys can see, Luca's childhood was extremely insane. And Luca was forced to move back to living with his mother. And by this time, her mother had a brand new boyfriend. And Luca described his mom's brand new boyfriend as an absolute monster. So his family background created an absolute monster. When Luca was 21 years old, he actually raped an autistic woman. So at the age of 21, how sick is that? Not just that, basically he scammed the shit out of this woman. He maxed out all of her credit cards. And it's also very questionable. I understand this woman is 21, but still. So if this woman is on the autistic spectrum, why is she allowed to have multiple credit cards? So basically, this woman, she lost all of her savings and all of her credit cards has been maxed out. And on top of that, she has been sexually assaulted by Luca. I mean, that is so sick and demonic to do that to a woman that's on the autistic spectrum. But unfortunately, right before the prosecution was to take place, the Crown dropped the case. And the details are still unknown to this day. Nobody knows what the hell happened. Perhaps everything would have changed if Luca was actually prosecuted. And so, let's take a pause there about Luca. Let's talk about the victim, Liu Jun, who's a Chinese national, interestingly enough, from the city of Wuhan. So Liu Jun, obviously you guys know, so this is a gay Chinese guy who moved to Canada. So he was actually previously married. Yeah, he had a Chinese wife. But unfortunately, at this point, I think you guys all know where this story is going. So Liu Jun's ex-wife found out that obviously Liu Jun was gay. He was keeping it a secret this whole time. He never came out of the closet. And then Liu Jun's ex-wife found out that he was actually sucking other Chinese guys' dicks and he was getting drilled from behind. Then obviously she filed for divorce. And that's when Mr. Liu Jun decided to move to Canada. Yeah, the reason why he moved to Montreal was because, well, yeah, many of you guys might disagree, but yeah, I think Montreal is probably the gayest city in Canada. And he will go on to study computer engineering at Concordia University. And by the way, so it was reported that so Mr. Liu Jun, he was on Grindr swiping very often. So during his time at Concordia University, he racked up a very, very high body count. And obviously, when I say high body count, I mean with other mostly white Canadian gay men. So that's what he was doing. But as you guys can see, right? So this normal, regular gay sex with other white Canadian men, that wasn't enough. Mr. Liu Jun was swiping on Grindr. Then he thought about something extremely sick. I don't know why somebody in their right mind would post something like this on social media. So Mr. Liu Jun, spring of 2012, he posts online. So by using platforms like Facebook, MySpace, who was still popular, who was still being used at the time, and also things like Craigslist. Yeah, Craigslist, never a good idea. So he was looking for basically gay, BWC, bondage, extreme sex. Oh, by the way, I'm not making this up, okay? And he's looking for basically S&M, reverse cowgirl, but I guess for gays, they call it reverse cowboy. He's looking for handcuffs, spanking, Asian domination, feet licking, face. And yeah, I think you guys all know what the word comes after face. And I'm sorry to say, I understand what happened to the victim Liu Jun was a crime against humanity. But if you're posting stuff like this, online, on Facebook, on a marketplace, or on Craigslist, you're looking for extreme bondage gay sex, something is definitely wrong with you mentally as well. I mean, imagine if it was a straight dude that posted all of that stuff, that he was looking for a woman to do all of this stuff. He would have police knocking on his door. He would be arrested immediately, and he would be put on the list as a registered sex offender. So this is extremely weird fetish stuff that's going on. And obviously, so who responded to Mr. Liu Jun? Of course. Yeah, that's how he met Luca, because he was looking for extreme bondage gay sex. Unfortunately, so it was captured on CCTV camera. So that was the final moments of Mr. Liu Jun alive. So yeah, he entered the apartment on the evening of May 24th, along with Nuke McNaughton, and he would never ever leave the apartment. And yeah, that's where we get to the first part of this video, with his body being severed, right? His torso, his left foot, his left hand, his right foot, his right hand being sent to various parts of Canada. And once again, guys, I actually did see snippets of the 11-minute video that was posted of his murder and all of the monstrosity that happened afterwards. Please do not go searching for that video, by the way. So everything I've covered up until this point, this is all 100% truth. If you guys wondering what happened to Luca, obviously, he's been arrested. I mean, what he committed was crimes against humanity. After murdering Mr. Liu Jun, after committing all of these crimes, and so he fled first to France. He flew to Paris first. Then after that, he decided to travel to Berlin. Interestingly enough, it was on June 4th, 2012. Luca, he was in a cafe. He was sitting in a cafe sipping some coffee or iced tea. Who knows, could be cappuccino. And he was actually watching the news coverage in Germany about the murder of Liu Jun. And basically, his face during this time period in the summer of 2012 was the most famous mugshot probably in the world. Because obviously, this became an international manhunt and the Interpol was alerted. So the police in Europe was looking all over for him. And when the cafe owner in Berlin realized, oh my God, that is the face of Luca McNaughton, the cafe owner contacted the police right away, and he was arrested while watching news about the murder of Mr. Liu Jun, and he was immediately sentenced. Unfortunately, there's no death penalty in Canada, even though he was found guilty. This is how crazy the justice system is. So yeah, he's been sentenced to life in prison. But he has a possibility for parole after serving just 25 years. So Mr. Luca McNaughton, he will be eligible for parole in 2037, where he will just be only 55 years old. How sick is that? Imagine this guy getting out of jail. God knows what he's going to do next. Yeah, just some final thoughts on this case. By the way, so this is a very, very shortened, condensed summary. I don't want to go into great details because this case is just way too disturbing, man. I don't know what to say. It made international headlines. It was all over the news in China as well. maybe perhaps one day they will turn into like a Netflix mini documentary, something like the Jeffrey Dahmer documentary. By the way, I watched the Jeffrey Dahmer documentary as well. Yeah, that was some next level disturbing stuff. So yeah, just some final thoughts. All of this, I'm so sorry that this happened to Mr. Liu Jun, but two things can be true at once. You know, this guy, Luka Magnotta, or his real name, Eric Clinton Kirk Newman from Scarborough, Toronto, Canada. So this guy is an absolute monster, yes. But two things can be true at once. I'll give you guys an example. Let's say if I had a lot of money, right? If I was a multi-millionaire and I owned a, let's say a Lamborghini, and I decided to show off my money. I bought a gold chain, then I pimped up my Lamborghini, and then I decided to drive to the hood. Let's say at 11 p.m. on Friday night. Let's say I took out the 50K in cash. Now I'm just, showing off my money. I say, oh, look at me. Look at all of you poor bastards in the hood. I'm rolling in the dough. Money, 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 money. Oh, I'm so rich. Then some gangster pulls up to my Lamborghini. He shoots me in the head. Then he takes my gold chain, then he takes all my cash, then he takes my Lamborghini. And of course, it's the gangster's fault that he shot me in the head and killed me. But once again, two things can be true. It is also my own fault. Why would I decide to show off my Lamborghini and take out 50K in cash and show off my gold chains by driving to an extremely dangerous neighborhood at 11 p.m. on Friday night? Yes, Luka Magnotta was an absolute monster. And Mr. Liu Jun, I'm sorry, man. Why would you post something like this on Craigslist looking for extreme gay bondage sex? That's how you attract these extremely creepy people. I mean, who did you expect was going to respond to something like that? So, I mean, you're putting yourself in an extremely dangerous situation. So I think that this case should serve as a very stark warning for both man and woman, especially for all the young ladies out there. If you're a freshman at a university or college, you're 18 or 19 years old, and you have some really, really sketchy dude with some pimped up looking Hyundai Civic or something, and he's asking you at 11:30 p.m. on Friday night, and he's saying that, hey, beautiful, you want to hop in my Civic and go for a high-speed ride? Absolutely not. Do not put yourself in those kind of situations, man. The world is not perfect. The world is not full of sunshine and rainbows. And this case with Mr. Luka Rocco Magnotta clearly shows that yes, there's evil in this world. And thank you guys so much for clicking on this video and watching it all the way until the end. If you guys have enjoyed the contents of this video, please consider subscribing and turning on the notification button. And if you're coming back to school, I hope you guys will have a great school year ahead. Thank you guys so much.